Hello, Eric here. In this video, I will be showing you how to make my most used pickled vegetables, with some examples of dishes that they are used in. Adding pickled ingredients to your daily life has many health benefits. They contribute immensely to gut health by reducing bowel inflammation, helping to digest other foods more thoroughly, and reduce free radicals within your cell walls. There are many more benefits to pickled food, but this video is how to start making them, not a scientific deep dive into pickling itself. So, let's get started. The first pickling, I have a hard time not making in bulk, as it's the most versatile and my personal favorite. Red pickled onions. For this recipe, you'll need a jar, several red onions, red wine vinegar, black peppercorns, cumin, sugar, star anise, and salt. Start by processing all your red onions into equal-sized strands. Place them into a large bowl. Bring a pot of water to a boil and pour enough water onto your onions to cover all of them. Leave them alone for at least 20 minutes to blanch. The reason we do this is to preserve the onions for longer and make them pliable, allowing us to fit way more onions per jar. More onions means less vinegar, means cheaper to make. After 20 minutes, fill the appropriate amount of jars with your onions. The jar I'm using is large enough to fit an entire bag of onions. Once the onions are fitted snugly, add your spices. I'm using 2 tablespoons of cumin seed, 1 teaspoon black pepper, and 5 star anise for my large jar. Next, make your brining solution. The ratio stays the same, just make more if you need more. 1 cup water, 1 cup red wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon sugar, and 1 tablespoon salt. Mix until dissolved. Pour the mixture into your jar until full. Leave the top loose and set aside until your jar comes to room temperature. Once room temperature, you can keep these onions in your fridge for months. Next, let's make oregano pickled jalapenos. These stay crisp for their entire pickled lives, and their heat is muted into a slow burn instead of being up front. They're perfect to add into several dishes to spice up your life gradually, or even adding them into sandwiches for a bit of a bite. You will need a jar, jalapenos, sugar and salt, cumin seed, white vinegar at least 5%, star anise, and dried Mexican oregano. Optionally, you can use green or black peppercorn. Start by processing your jalapenos. Rinse their skins off in a sink and cut horizontally to the grain, making rings. Pepper seeds do not contain heat. That is a myth. All the heat of a pepper is contained in the pith. Seeds might appear to be hot because the oil from the pith might have leftover residue on the seeds. So don't worry about separating the seeds for this pickle. They actually add a lot of flavor to the brine. Once all of your peppers are cut into rings, stuff them into your jars and pack them in. Now we make the brining solution. Since our peppers are raw, we want to heat this brine up to a boiling. This helps prevent botulism and helps retain all the pepper's natural flavor as they steep in the hot brine. Place 1 cup water, 1 cup vinegar, 1 tablespoon sugar, and 1 tablespoon salt into a glass. Mix thoroughly. Take your desired spices, I'm using 3 star anise total, 1 tablespoon cumin, and 1 teaspoon black peppercorn, and toast them lightly over a low heat for roughly 3 minutes. Take your spices out of the pot and pour in your brine. Bring it to a boil and make sure everything is dissolved. Place your spices in your jar and pour your brine to the top. Give it a good shake. And leave lightly covered until completely cooled. This usually takes 1 to 2 hours at room temperature. Once they've cooled, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of dried Mexican oregano. Shake up once more and place it in the fridge. These can last up to several months in the fridge. Next, let's make a sweet healthy treat, the perfect complement to any Asian dish. Gari, or sweet pickled ginger. This beautiful condiment goes on pretty much every rice bowl or ramen that I make. You will need 1 bag of fresh ginger per jar, rice vinegar or white vinegar, a spoon, a colander over a bowl, a jar, salt, and sugar. When picking your ginger, look for plump rhizomes, no graying or signs of blue, and no wrinkling on the edges. Take a spoon and gently scrape the skin off your ginger. This will take a while if you're making a large batch like I am. Once all your ginger is peeled, cut towards or against the grain into small pieces. I personally like 1 to 2 millimeter thick pieces because I used pickled ginger to cook in recipes as well as being a condiment. Traditional gari is cut much thinner than I'm using now, and most people use a mandolin for that purpose. Once all your ginger is cut, it's time to dry brine them and bring out some of their moisture. This also improves their texture and makes them more pliable. Add 1 tablespoon of salt per half pound of ginger and mix thoroughly. Leave it alone for 20 to 30 minutes and let the salt do its job. After the allotted time, bring a pot to a boil and boil your ginger for 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how thick they are. Strain your ginger into a colander over a bowl. Keep your boiled ginger water. I'll be showing you how to make a beautiful ginger ramen with that. Rinse your ginger with cold water. We want to stop the cooking process. Once your boiled ginger comes to room temperature and won't burn your hands, squeeze out any excess moisture and pack them super well into your jars. Now, let's make the brine, which uses no water this time. The ratio stays the same, so if you need more, just make more. Pour 1 cup rice or white vinegar into a pot over medium heat. Add 1/2 cup and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Bring to a boil and mix thoroughly. Once dissolved, add the brine to your jars. Leave the ginger with a loose lid on top at room temperature until cool. Then simply put it in the fridge. This version of pickled ginger can last up to 8 months in the fridge. I'm going to show you how to make a quick version of Takuan, or turmeric pickled daikon. Daikon is a vegetable most people in America sleep on. It's incredibly versatile in dishes and can be used as a full substitute for potatoes, but packed with about 700% more nutritional value. For this recipe, you will need 1 daikon, 1 jar, star anise, turmeric powder, salt, coriander seed, mustard seed, a bit of sugar, and some white vinegar. Start by sizing your daikon to your jar. Cut the daikon to your desired size. Peel it, then cut into a square. Slice the daikon into equal-sized rectangles, then simply turn them on their side and cut long ways. To make the brine, add 1 cup water, 1 cup vinegar, 1 tablespoon sugar and 1 tablespoon salt, and add 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder, depending on how strong you want it. Put your jar on its side and pile your pieces of daikon on top of each other until your jar is completely full. Now, simply bring your brine mixture to a boil over medium-high heat. Once boiled, add your hot brine straight to your daikon jars. Wait until the jar completely cools and throw it in the fridge. Takuan might take up to 3 days to fully color your daikon all the way through. It keeps for roughly 1 month in the fridge with this method. Asazuke, or quick pickle, is a combination pickle prepared and expected to be eaten that very day. If you're trying to live for a long time, this healthy addition to your diet might just be the step you need. You will need a large bowl, cabbage, I'm using Napa cabbage, 1 carrot, several cucumbers, I'm using Persian since they stay crisp, ginger, daikon, kombu seaweed, 2 tablespoons of salt, and 1.2 cups of water. To prepare your brine, start by adding 1.2 cups of water and 2 tablespoons of salt into a bowl. Mix until dissolved. Cut out a 3-inch by 2-inch piece of kombu and either use a knife or scissors to break it into small strips. Add directly to your brine to hydrate. Separate 6 to 10 cabbage leaves and rinse them off. Cut the cabbage into 2 to 4 millimeter thick pieces. Toss your cabbage thoroughly to coat it. Now cut your cucumbers into medallions and grate your 1 carrot and desired amount of daikon. We only need a very small amount of ginger. Make sure it's the juiciest part. Cut a small slice and divvy it up into equal-sized parts. Add all your ingredients into the brine and mix thoroughly, making sure everything is evenly coated. Now, place a plastic wrap on top and weigh the vegetables down for roughly 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, transfer your concoction into a food-safe Tupperware with a lid. Keep refrigerated for at least 2 hours. After 2 hours, your Asazuke is ready to eat. The taste does improve the longer you wait, and it can be refrigerated for probably about a week. I always eat mine within 3 days though, so I can't give you an accurate timeline on preservation. Now that I explained how to make my favorite pickles, it's time to show you how to use them. For the next 2 dishes, I'll be using my pickled jalapenos. Both dishes require chips, so I'd like to show you how to make some from scratch. These are seeded chickpea chips. You will need a bowl and a sifter, 1 cup chickpea flour, 2/3 cup whole wheat flour, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, granulated garlic, onion powder, cumin seeds, sesame seeds, and 1 cup cold water. Sift your chickpea flour into a bowl and add all your other dry ingredients. Stir until completely combined. Leave the batter to hydrate for roughly 10 minutes. After 10 minutes have passed, add enough water to make the mixture react like a pancake batter. To cook this batter into chips, we first need to make tortillas from them. Take a nonstick pan and set the heat to medium-high, or 6 out of 10. Once the pan is to heat, pour 1/4 cup batter at a time. After you pour, spread it out into a flat pancake with a spoon. And wait until the bottom edges firm up. Flip them after a few minutes to brown both sides. Leave them to cool to room temperature. Once they're cool, they should be highly flexible with no danger of ripping. At this stage, you can actually use them as wraps for any normal tortilla use. They're super high in both protein and fiber. To make these into chips, divide them down the middle like you would cut a pizza. Place them on a parchment paper without touching, and spray them with oil. Bake them on 350 degrees for 40 minutes. You can bake them longer or shorter depending on your desired crispiness, but these are fine to me. Our first pickled jalapeno recipe is Pickle De Gallo. I really enjoy fresh pickled jalapenos in my Pickle De Gallo. It brings a nice steady compounding heat to this already incredibly refreshing dish. You will need at least 6 tomatoes. You can pop them in the freezer for 10 minutes to help firm them up to cut. 1 large white onion, 2 limes, a bushel of cilantro, salt, and our pickled jalapenos. Start by quartering your tomatoes. Slice them 2 to 3 times, long ways, per quarter. Then slice them horizontally from there. Use and cut up as many jalapenos as you want. For our onion, we'll do a quick and dirty dice. Cut the onion in half, then slice to the size you prefer to the middle of the onion. Mirror the slices on the other half, but between each previous slice. Now just chop the onion, and you'll find all of its chunks are evenly cut. Bruise, then chop your cilantro up and add it to the bowl. Add the juice of 2 limes and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix thoroughly. You can eat this immediately if you desire, but Pickle De Gallo really tastes the best after 15 minutes. Sometimes you just crave bad stuff, like nacho cheese. Well, it would be healthier if you made it yourself. Here's how to make jalapeno nacho cheese. You will need pickled jalapenos, 2 tablespoons butter, 2 tablespoons all-purpose flour, 8 ounces of a melting cheese of your choice. I recommend American if you want that bowling alley nacho cheese, and 1 cup of milk. First, cut up your jalapenos, then shred your cheese with a grater. To start this cheese, melt 2 tablespoons of butter over medium heat. Once liquid, add and combine your 2 tablespoons of flour until you form a roux. Add 1 cup milk and stir until thick enough to see a streak hold from your spoon. Add your 8 ounces of shredded cheese and keep stirring until completely melted. Now, Add jalapenos and 2 tablespoons to 1/4 cup of pickled jalapeno brine. The amount depends on how acidic you want your cheese to turn out. Cook until your nacho cheese forms rolling peaks and serve while hot. Next, I want to show off the red pickled onions and Takuan. I love these together in a beautifully filling sandwich. You know what goes good on a sandwich? Spicy mayonnaise. And yes, it's easier to make than you think. You will need 2 eggs, an emulsion blender, 1 tablespoon sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, juice of half a lemon, at least 1 clove of garlic, at least 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 2 cups olive oil, and sriracha. Add everything but the oil and the sriracha into your cup and blitz to combine. Add your 2 cups of olive oil and blend quickly from the bottom to the top of your cup. Yes, it's that easy. You now have fresh, brilliant mayonnaise. I prefer to add my sriracha after blending, so I can get the exact heat how I like it. If you're used to a spicy mayo from a sushi restaurant, you're probably looking at around 2 tablespoons of sriracha. I like my spicy mayo to have both volume and depth of flavor, so all of my ingredients are at least doubled when I use it. Let's move on to the sandwich. The protein I'm using for this sandwich is a single beef brat. You could also just use barbecue chicken or rotisserie. You will need salt, black pepper, Thai basil or normal basil, the bread of your choice, 1 beef brat, spicy mayo, Takuan or pickled Daikon, Dijon mustard, red pickled onions, and washed leafy greens. I'm using red lettuce and amaranth, but you can use romaine and spinach instead. Start by crushing 1 teaspoon of salt and pepper. Now, butterfly your beef brat and sprinkle the salt and pepper on top. Place on a cookie sheet and lightly spray with oil. Bake on 300 for 20 minutes. As the brat cooks, de-leaf your basil and cut your loaf to size, then in half. When you pull your brats out, they should be crispy on the edges but super moist in the middle. To protect our bread, we're going to want to bake it open-faced for 5 to 10 minutes on 375. What this does is prevent any liquids or sauces from making the inside of the bread soggy, letting you eat this sandwich at your own pace. Now, just spread your spicy mayo over both sides of the bread, place your leafy greens and brat on top, and hold your sandwich, pinching one end with your palm. Add all your toppings and enjoy. The flavor in this type of sandwich is immaculate, and it will keep you full as a proper meal should. Do you remember that excess ginger water from pickling the ginger? Well, it's time to use it. Let's make pork ginger ramen. You will need your ginger water, a large bowl, chicken bouillon, rainbow chard, wonton or egg noodles, pork shoulder, pickled ginger, takuan or pickled daikon, fennel seed, and soy sauce. Start by crushing a large amount of fennel seed. Evenly coat 1 pork shoulder in that fennel. Then, make a boat of aluminum foil around the pork. Pour 1 tablespoon of soy sauce in the foil boat. Bake your pork shoulder on 325 for 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how crispy you want it. While that's cooking, divide your chard into large pieces. When you pull out your pork shoulder, it should retain the majority of its juices. If it's dry, you've simply cooked it too long. Now, in a pot, bring 1 cup water and 1 1/2 cup of ginger water to a boil over medium heat, or 6 out of 10. Once at a boil, add 1 teaspoon chicken bouillon and the fennel soy sauce from your pork shoulder. Add your dry ramen and cook to what it specifies on the package. Most are 3 minutes. 1 minute from the final ramen cook time, add all of your chard and cover your pot. It's done when your noodles are pliable. Simply pour your ramen into a bowl and top it. I'll be using pickled ginger, Takuan, and black sesame seeds. This recipe is super light and fantastic for losing weight. If you struggle to eat in the mornings like I do, here's a super quick low-effort breakfast: Asazuke over quinoa rice. You will need 1/2 cup rice, 1/2 cup quinoa, 1 cup chicken broth or chicken bouillon, and our Asazuke. Start by rinsing 1/2 cup of rice, then throw in 1/2 cup of quinoa and pour 1 cup of chicken stock into your rice cooker. Top your high-protein quinoa with this glorious Asazuke, and you have yourself a light, healthy breakfast. This meal is extremely healthy for your gut, and it can easily hold you over until lunchtime. The last recipe I'll be showing you in this video is my original variation: Pickled Shogayaki. You will need a baking sheet, a micro grater, ginger, pickled ginger, all-purpose flour, 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon mirin, 1 tablespoon sugar, salt and pepper, cabbage, I'm using Napa cabbage, and pork loin. Start by grating 2 ounces of ginger, then finely chop 4 to 6 ounces of pickled ginger and set aside. Wash and thinly chop the desired amount of cabbage. Coarsely grind or smash your salt and pepper and apply evenly to your pork loins. Apply flour evenly to all sides of the pork. The flour is really important here. It creates a barrier around the pork that effectively seals the moisture in, preventing your pork from becoming dry. It also gives your pan-made sauce something to easily cling onto. Do not skip this step. In a wide non-stick pan, set your heat to medium-high or 6 out of 10. Add 1 teaspoon of oil and place your pork loins. Do not start with too much oil. It will spit everywhere. Remember, this is pork you are cooking. Flip your tenderloins as soon as they start to golden on one side. As soon as both sides are nicely browned, it's time to start one of the most delicious sauces you will have in your entire life. Add 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon of mirin, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of ginger pickle brine. Stir the sauce by moving your cutlets around the pan until it thickens. As soon as your sauce thickens up, add your grated and pickled ginger. Your meal is done as soon as there is no more liquid left in the pan, only sticky, delicious sauce. This version of shogayaki is more traditional, in that it's just pork cutlet placed on shredded raw cabbage. This sort of meal is fantastic for losing weight, and I would encourage you to serve it as an appetizer or accompany as a side dish. Now, this is my favorite way to eat shogayaki: quinoa chicken stock rice with Asazuke and pickled shogayaki. This version is both a complete and complex meal. The flavor profile here will blow your mind. It's incredibly easy to make, it food preps extremely well, and it just does not lose flavor over time. Add that with the Asazuke, and you have a powerful gut fixer at a healthy portion size, easily allowing you to lose weight without sacrificing any flavor or nutrients whatsoever. Please make this. It will change your life for the better. That's it for this video. I dearly hope you've enjoyed my content. Until next time.